All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are breaking down the ultimate guide for anyone looking to pass one of the biggest tests in the Sunshine State, the Florida Real Estate Exam. So, you're ready to jump into Florida's booming real estate market? That's an awesome choice. But before you can start helping clients, there's one major hurdle you've got to clear first.
Yep, it all comes down to one single comprehensive exam. And look, it's designed to be tough, but trust me, with the right game plan, it is absolutely conquerable.
So why is this test so challenging? Well, it's not just about memorizing a bunch of facts. The state makes it this rigorous for a really important reason.
I mean, just think about it. Real estate is a massive pillar of Florida's economy. We're talking millions of dollars and people's entire life savings on the line with every single transaction. So this exam? It's the state's way of making sure every new agent has what it takes to protect consumers.
Okay, so to beat this thing, you first have to understand what you're up against. Let's decode the exam's blueprint together.
All right, here's the nitty-gritty. You're going to face 100 multiple-choice questions, and you've got 3.5 hours to get them done. It's all done in person at a secure Pearson VUE testing center, and it costs just under $37 for each attempt.
And here it is. The magic number. You need to get at least 75 out of those 100 questions correct to pass. That is your target. So the big question is, how do we get you there?
Now this is where it gets really interesting. The exam isn't just one giant pile of information. It's split into 3 main areas. A whopping 90% is divided evenly between general real estate principles and Florida-specific law. The last 10% is all math. This breakdown tells us exactly where to focus our energy.
And that leads us perfectly into the core strategy for passing this exam. It's a concept some insiders call the dirty dozen, and it is all about studying smarter, not just harder.
You see, the state curriculum is broken down into 19 different sections. If you try to give equal time to all 19, you're going to burn out. The secret is that the questions are not distributed equally, not even close.
And wow, does this illustrate the point. Just look at the difference here. Topics like real estate contracts and brokerage activities are worth a combined 24% of your total score. Meanwhile, a topic like planning and zoning is only worth 1%. Your study time absolutely has to reflect this reality.
These are the heavy hitters. If you can master these 5 topics, you've already covered nearly half of the entire exam. The state weights these heavily because they're the areas where consumers are most likely to get hurt. You know, things like mishandling money or misrepresenting a property. Okay, let's talk about this section that gives a lot of people anxiety, the math. But I want you to completely reframe this, because these 10 questions are based on fixed formulas. They are the most controllable, most predictable points you can get on the entire test. One of the math problems you are almost guaranteed to see involves calculating state transfer taxes, specifically the documentary stamp tax on deeds. This is just a tax on the property's sale price, and yeah, you can pretty much count on it showing up on your exam.
The formula itself is simple. You take the purchase price, divide by 100, and multiply by 70 cents. But here's the trick the exam loves to use. You must round any fraction of 100 up to the next full 100 before you multiply. It's a tiny little detail that can absolutely cost you a point.
Here's another crucial distinction you need to nail for the math section: the homestead exemption. For city and county taxes, a homeowner gets both the base $25,000 exemption plus a secondary $25,000. But, and this is key, for school board taxes, only that base $25,000 exemption applies. Knowing this one rule can easily be the difference between a right and a wrong answer.
So passing the exam is a huge milestone, for sure, but it's not the finish line. It's really the beginning of a professional journey that requires ongoing education.
Once you pass, boom, you're a licensed sales associate. But the learning doesn't stop there. Before your first license renewal, you'll complete a 45-hour post-licensing course. After that, it's 14 hours of continuing education every 2 years to keep your license active. This system makes sure that Florida agents stay among the most knowledgeable in the country.
As you prepare for this, just remember, the exam is more than just a test. It's the system that ensures professionalism and protects the public in one of the world's most exciting real estate markets. It's not just about what you know, but who you are prepared to be for your future clients. Now go out there and conquer it.